Welcome to Life is Awesome. Turn your ordinary life into an awesome one. Today, we're going to talk about a topic that nobody likes to talk about, but a lot of people actually face these issues. We're talking about anxiety and negative thoughts. If you like the contents of this video, please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified of new videos. Especially in today's fast-moving world, we have a lot of stress, which we talked about in a previous video. And what that stress actually does, it creates a lot of anxiety and it creates a lot of pressure on us to perform every day. What anxiety is it's worrying about something that's going to happen in the future. Now, none of us knows what's going to happen in the future, but a lot of us wish we had a little crystal ball that we can know what's going to happen in the future. But unfortunately, nothing like that actually exists. Are there some days where you're lying in bed and you just cannot fall asleep because you're thinking about the problems that you have to face tomorrow? I know I certainly have. It could be something at work, somebody difficult you have to deal with, an issue that never seems to go away. Whatever the issue is, you're lying in bed trying to fall asleep, but you just can't because you're thinking over and over and over again as to how to solve the problem. Chances are you're probably so tired already that your brain has no more brain power to think about how to solve the problem. The best way to deal with something like this is to simply not think about it. I know it's difficult, but it's actually what you have to do. You have to trust that you'll be able to solve the problem tomorrow, when tomorrow comes. Don't worry about tomorrow's problems today. We have to just focus each day and do the best you can, what you can today, and leave the problems of tomorrow for tomorrow. Oftentimes we worry about things, we're so concerned about not being able to do something. But oftentimes when it comes to solving the problem, we're able to solve the problem tomorrow. And we just spent all those minutes or hours today worrying about something that we'll eventually solve tomorrow. So when you're lying in bed, try to fall asleep and not think about things. So I've actually developed a little technique myself on helping me fall asleep sometimes when I have a worrying mind that I have to keep thinking about problems of tomorrow. It's an effective technique to help me fall asleep. So how do I do it? Well, first of all, I have to lie down on my bed on my back, and then I systematically go through each muscle in my body, starting from the head, then going to the forehead, eyebrow, eyes, nose, mouth, chin, neck, torso, and so on. I would tell each muscle in my body, okay, forehead, relax. And once I do that, I do everything I can to relax that muscle in my body. So I relax my forehead. I let go of any tension in there, and I try to relax it. And then once my forehead is relaxed, then I go on to say the eyes, and I say, eyes, relax. And then I do everything I can so that the eyes would actually relax. And then I move on to say the nose, and I tell the nose, okay, nose, time to relax. And then I relax the nose. And then as I go through each part of the body, from head to the arms, to the torso, to the legs, to the toes, the whole body becomes more relaxed already. This is already preparing the body to go into a sleep. Next, this is a proven method, which is to try to roll your eyes back. And this is proven that this will actually help people fall asleep. Is to roll your eyes back and then try to make the mind as not focused as possible. Because when we focus on a problem, the mind is still thinking, it's still processing, it's still thinking about how to do something. And we try to do the opposite and go the other way. which is to make the mind not focused, so it becomes more blurry. And then as you do this, I find that the body naturally relaxes, and once it relaxes, it will start going into the state of sleep. When you relax your body, what it does is it actually lowers your body temperature, which is actually very important to fall asleep. If your body is always tense, then the body would keep its body heat and it would not fall asleep as quickly. That's why it's very important to relax the body and then focus on relaxing the mind and making it go out of focus. Let's talk about this thing called fear. We all have fear. We fear that we're not meeting expectations. We fear that we're going to have some problems that we cannot overcome. But what is fear? Fear is false evidence appearing real. When we fear, we're actually imagining often worst case scenarios that never actually happen. Fear is things that we imagine. And I find that 90% of the things that I fear, those scenarios, worst case scenarios, bad things that will happen, how I will fail, how I will not meet expectations, 90% of the time, the scenario just passes by and I'm able to solve everything. And I just wasted minutes or hours or days worrying about something. That's why it's very important to do not worry. And this is actually a deliberate decision. You have to make a decision not to worry. I know it's easier to say than it's done, but this is something that you have to try to do. You have to tell yourself, I'm not going to worry. I'm going to do everything I can today, and I'll leave finding the solution for tomorrow. You have to also believe in yourself that you will be able to solve any problems tomorrow when the problem comes. Don't bring tomorrow's problems into today. There's a really good technique which compartmentalizes your problems. That's a big word. Think about a ship. You probably have watched the movie Titanic by James Cameron, starring Leonardo DiCaprio. When the ship Titanic started sinking, what happens is the captain would order to lower the metal gates in the bottom of the ship, and it would start compartmentalizing each part of the lower part of the ship. What this does is it contains the water that is flooding into the bottom of the ship. So it stops or it slows down the sinking of the ship because it isolates the problems into compartments. Once you compartmentalize one part of the ship, then the water cannot as easily flood into other parts of the ship. It's a safety measure. Same thing with your life problems. You have to think about how to compartmentalize your life. You can do this by putting a barrier between today and tomorrow, and between today and yesterday. Because what we always spend our time thinking about is the problems that happened yesterday, the failures, the mistakes, the blunders that I made yesterday. And we carry that burden into today. We also bring in tomorrow's problems into today. I don't know how I'm going to talk. I don't know how I'm going to present. I don't know how I'm going to bring enough money to feed my family. I don't know how I'm going to pass that test. We're bringing tomorrow's problems into today. And that's a big issue. We have to learn to compartmentalize and block off the future and block off the past so that we can focus on what we can do today. Try not to regret what you did yesterday and try not to fear what's going to happen tomorrow. Doing this will really help reduce your anxiety and also to stop those negative thoughts from coming. Another way to stop anxiety and break the negative thoughts is to fill your mind with positive thoughts. The mind can only think about one thing at a time. Try this. Try to think about a pink elephant and a red car at the same time. You can probably only think about one image at a time. The mind can only focus on one thing at a time. Therefore, if you fill your mind with positive thoughts, it will cloud out, it will kick out, it would boot out the negative thoughts. That's why you have to think about the things that actually will enhance your life rather than the negative things that will destroy your life. You have to really put your thoughts in order, and this is a conscious decision you have to make. Don't think that these positive thoughts will naturally come or these negative thoughts will naturally go away. You actually have to make a conscious decision to put positive thinking first. Another way you can stop those anxiety and negative thoughts is to actually be busy. Now, I know I talked about in a previous video that being busy sometimes is a bad thing because being busy is not necessarily productive. But what I'm talking about here is you have to fill that void with an activity so that your mind cannot actually focus on those negative things. So one of the good ways of doing this is to go volunteer and go help somebody out. Maybe go volunteer in a senior's home or go volunteer for your favorite charity. Whatever you do, fill up your time and your mind with an activity that is positive. That way, it would stop the anxiety and negative thoughts from coming because you are focused on helping other people. Not only this brings you great joy, but also brings other people great joy. Do this for yourself and for other people. Make your life more positive. Make an impact. See how this will improve your life. Which of the tips you enjoyed the most? Is it compartmentalizing your life? Is it to think positive thoughts so you can block out the negative ones? Let me know what's your favorite tip. Or if you have other tips, leave them in the comment as well. This is Life is Awesome. If you enjoyed the contents of this video, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.